Look at the timing. That is the only thing that matters when you are drowning in noise. You wake up to a flood of text, a deluge of caps lock, screaming about governor races in New York, screaming about senators in Alaska, screaming about attorney generals who are corrupt and incompetent and disasters. He is typing until his fingers bleed, trying to force the world to see what he wants you to see. And what does the tape say? What does the tape ever say when he starts screaming? It says nothing. The tape is indifferent. Look at VIXI. It fell down 0.8%, 6 percentiled. It fell at the open, down 0.77%, VS prior close 66 percentile of its overnight gaps. That is a measured drop in volatility. That is quiet. That is calm. While he is writing paragraphs about Bruce Blakeman being the best governor in the history of New York, the market is sleeping peacefully. Why? Because the market knows that hype is just rendering error. The tape has no soaring and no crashing, only prints. And right now, the print is quiet. Let's go to his posts. Look at this thread about Alaska. He spends a big number of words defending Senator Dan Sullivan. He claims he won Alaska 3 times by big margins in 2016, 2020, and 2024. He talks about 11 new Arctic security cutter icebreakers. He says Dan Sullivan is a great man. And then he drops the bomb because of the trickery in the voting. Democrats are trying to trick Alaskans. He posts an image. 2 candidate listings, one crossed out with a red circle and an X. The other, Sullivan Dan S., a registered Republican incumbent with a gold seal saying Trump endorsed. He is trying to make you see fraud where there is only bureaucracy. He says they did this to take votes away from our great senator. He wants you to be furious. He wants you to feel the contempt. But look at DJT. It rose up 0.6%, 57th percentiled. That is a rise, a small one, a measured one, not because of his endorsement. Not because of Dan Sullivan. The tape does not care about your endorsement. It just ticks. And then he moves to New York again. Attorney General. He calls Letitia James Peekaboo James. He says she is the worst attorney general in our country. He claims she got less than 1% of the vote in the polls and quit. He uses that 1% figure like a weapon. He says she took many innocent suckers down with her. Then he pivots to Saritha Komatarity. Courage and wisdom. Strong results. Law and order. He is building a narrative of collapse. He says crime is raging out of control. He says people are fleeing in record numbers. He wants you to believe the state is burning. But look at ITA, it rose up 0.5%, 79th percentiled. The tape is ticking upward. Not because New York is safe. Not because Saritha Komatarity has won yet. The tape does not know her name. The tape only knows that capital is moving slowly, quietly, while he shouts about witch hunts and murder. Then he links to Fox News. Trump admin marks 15 straight months with 0 border releases as apprehensions plunge. He amplifies this. He wants you to see the 94% plunge. He says the border is very secure, record-setting. He is toting a huge drop in numbers. A massive achievement according to his posts. But look at SMH, it fell down 0.45%, set 8th percentile. It fell at the open, down 0.42% VS Prels and S prior close, 52nd percentile of its overnight gaps. Semiconductors are dipping. The tech sector is reacting, not to his border stats, to something else, something real. Something the tape sees that he ignores. He links to the Washington Post about prescription drug prices. Record sharpest drop in more than 60 years. He shares this link. He is proud of it. He wants you to know he lowered costs. But look at Ethereum. It fell down 0.37% to the 59th percentile. Crypto is down. The digital assets are falling. While he claims victory over drug prices, the market is selling off risk. He says prescription drug prices record sharpest drop. He wants you to cheer. The tape is selling. Why? Because numbers don't care how loud you type them. Quiet days are exactly when you should get suspicious. He posts about a Christian missionary, Kevin Rideout, back in United States custody. He says he was kidnapped by jihadi terrorists. He calls it the epicenter of Islamist terrorism. He is proud to have helped. Then he nominates Samuel D. Atkinson. Wisdom and courage. Defend the wonderful people of Tennessee. He is filling his day with victories. Every post is a win. Every link is proof. Every image is confirmation. But then he posts about the World War II memorial, hit by spray painting vandals. He calls them animals. He says there can be no greater insult. He is angry about graffiti. He is furious about defacement. But look at the tape. DJT rose up 0.6%. ITA rose up 0.5%. The market is ticking up steady and slow while he screams about vandals. He wants you to focus on the insult. The tape focuses on the flow of capital. It does not care about your anger. It only cares about value. He links to Newsmax about Scott Bessent in Iran. U.S. to hit Iran with unprecedented economic isolation. He shares this. He wants you to see strength. He shares a White House report about a great transshipment scam costing tens of billions. He uses the words tens of billions to describe the cost. A huge sum. A fortune lost to fraud. He is showing you the damage. He is showing you the enemies. He is showing you the war. But look at the timing. The market is moving. DJT is up. ITA is up. VIXI is down. The tape is calm. It is not reacting to his rage. It is not reacting to his endorsements of Darline Graham or Russell Fry. It is not reacting to his claims about Letitia James getting less than 1% of the vote. It is just printing. Tick by tick. Print by print. He wants you to believe that his words move markets. He wants you to think that his anger shifts the tape. But look at VIXI again. It fell down 0.8%. It fell at the open, down 0.77% ZES prior close. That is the reality. The market is not afraid of his tweets. It is not afraid of his links. It is not afraid of his images. It is breathing in. It is settling. And while he types until his hands cramp, trying to force a narrative of chaos and victory, the tape is doing what it always does. It is ignoring him completely. So ask yourself, who is really winning? The man screaming about trickery and vandals and corrupt AGs, or the quiet, steady rise of DJT and ITA? The tape does not lie. It does not care about your politics. It does not care about your endorsements. It only cares about the truth of the print. And the truth is quiet. The truth is calm. And while he shouts, the market sleeps. That's the show. We're on Spotify and YouTube if this earned it like. Subscribe, tell a friend. And housekeeping. The machine that writes this gets tuned constantly for cleaner news. The numbers are real, the jokes are not.